Howdy everyone, Dead here. Welcome back to this week's TWAB breakdown. This is going to be a pretty long one, so buckle up. Let's go. Starting off, Bungie talks more about weapon crafting, and we have a name for it, the Enclave. Bungie says the first two missions of Witch Queen will be free to all players. These first two missions will introduce you to the Enclave, showing you how weapon crafting will work, and the deeper dives onto how we'll be crafting more weapons, how we'll be getting materials to craft weapons, and much more. The first weapon we'll be crafting is the Glaive, a new archetype being introduced in the Witch Queen. Once you've created the Glaive, you'll already have a subset of weapons and archetypes you'll be able to craft from the start, and more will be added in the future. But in order to craft weapons, you'll need to find patterns or weapon blueprints. Bungie says that some of these will be acquired through quest completions, while others can be earned by completing various gameplay objectives. In addition, once you've earned your desired pattern, you'll be able to craft it at any time with the required materials. Randomly rolled weapons from this point on will have a chance to drop with a new ability called Deep Sight Resonance. This will be used to begin your target-specific traits to craft. As an example, if you find a Deep Sight Resonant Legendary Auto Rifle with a Rampage perk, you can complete an objective and extract the essence from the perk to craft a weapon with Rampage or another perk that increases damage. You'll know when you have a weapon with Deep Sight's Resonance when they have a red border around them. And Bungie says, like current weapons, not every weapon pattern will be compatible with every single trait in the game, but you'll have a good list of traits to mix and match as you customize the given weapons to your desired specifications. But with the use of the Enclave, you'll be able to kick things up a notch and enhance your traits to strengthen their flavor. Once a weapon is crafted, you'll be able to increase its level by using it in activities or defeating enemies. Bungie says this is the bulk of your crafting playtime will be. Simply put, the more you use your weapon, the faster you'll unlock its full potential. Bungie's also introducing the ability to reshape or recraft your weapons after you make them, saying that you can simply switch up a barrel, mag, traits you choose, and you don't feel like you got locked down one specific path forever. In addition to weapon crafting, Bungie introduces mementos. This will be an option to customize your weapon's appearance. An example was given that you can earn a memento through Gambit. This will unlock a Gambit themed appearance and tracker. You can apply this memento by maxing out your weapon and returning to the Enclave to slap it on. More of these will be unlocked through the Trials of Osiris and Grandmaster Nightfalls. The upcoming Hostiles 3 exotic SMG and the 3 class-specific exotic glaives can also be crafted through the Enclave once you find their respective patterns. Bungie says exotic crafting won't be working the exact same way as legendary crafting. You'll be able to change simple stuff like barrels, perks, and stocks on exotic weapons while keeping the exotic perk on the exotic weapon so they can keep their unique identity. Moving on, Bungie tells us the new pursuit weapon in Season 16, called the Reckless Engagement. This shotgun will roll with steady hand, a new perk being introduced. This perk says, on kills it'll give a massive boost to handling, and along with steady hands, it also comes with snapshot. Moving on, Bungie introduces origin traits, saying that before it was very difficult for Bungie to make a differentiation between weapons throughout the years, but in Witch Queen, they're gonna do something about it. So at the launch of Witch Queen, every weapon that's new or returning will have an origin trait determined by its source in the third trait column. And origin traits will only appear on new drops of a weapon. They will not be retroactively added to the weapons you currently own. These traits will vary in effect. There will be 14 origin traits in total of the shipping of Witch Queen, and Bungie says we can expect at least 3 new ones each season after Season 16. Bungie also says that when they refresh old weapons from a given source, aka existing raids or old pulls from seasonal weapons, they may create new origin traits at the same time. They even give us an example of origin traits coming for activities. First up, Trials of Osiris, Alacrity, increase reload, stability, aim assist, and range when you're the last living member of your fire team, or just running solo. Nightfalls, they'll be getting the Stunning Recovery trait, and Stunning Champions will partially refill your magazine, triggers health regeneration, and improves recovery for a short duration. Crucible will have the One Quiet Moment. This will grant increased reload speed when out of combat. Strikes will get the Vanguard's Vindication. Final Blows with this weapon grants a small amount of health, specifically 7 health points. In addition to that, Bungie also says, anytime it makes sense, a weapon can have multiple origin traits. For example, Nightfall weapons will be able to select between Nightfall and Vanguard traits. Trials of Osiris weapons can select between Trials and Crucible traits. And Pursuit weapons can select between Gambit, Vanguard, and Crucible traits, since it can be acquired from any of those activities. Moving on, Bungie talks about weapon foundries. First up, Bungie will be replacing the old world loot pool from Season 15 with an entirely new set of world loot in Season 16, specifically 12 new and returning weapons from Destiny 2's Year 1 Foundry weapon sets. And each of these weapons will have Foundry specific traits, and they give us examples. Suros will have Suros Synergy, Reloading grants this weapon bonus handling and reduces incoming flinch for a short time. Hake weapons will have the Hake Breach armament. This weapon deals increased damage against vehicles, turrets, barricades, and stasis crystals. Omolon will get Omolon Fluid Dynamics. This weapon has increased reload speed and stability for the top half of the magazine. Vice weapons will have the Vice Stinger. Chance on damage to partially refill this weapon's magazine. Also, in addition to the Foundry's origin traits, each weapon perk pools will lean into the Foundry identity, aka big damage for Hake weapon, consistency for Suros, ability tie-ins and weird stuff for Omolon, and never stop firing for Vice. Bungie also gives us a hint at the new activity-specific weapons coming up. Bungie gives us an example of what Foundry weapons would look like with Foundry traits plus activity traits, showing off the new Gambit auto rifle, the Herod-C. Moving on, Bungie talks simple changes coming to Witch Queen. First up, kill trackers will now be present by default on all weapons that have been shipped in Forsaken onward. Legendary weapon mods will now be free and instant to insert on your weapons. Special ammo has also changed for Crucible, saying now on death, you'll only be dropping one special ammo, no matter how much ammo you were carrying before. Scavenger mods will add to this as normal, but Bungie will be evaluating them in the future. Moving on, Bungie talks about archetype changes. For fusion rifles, high impact fusion rifle damage per bolt has been raised from 62 to 64, and their high impact fusion rifles in PvE have a damage bonus from 15% to 20%. For breach load launchers, blinding and concussion grenade damage has been reduced by 25%. Rocket launchers. Damage modifiers are being differentiated by archetypes now, and the change is as follows. Precision frame rocket launchers now getting a 0.95 multiplier, high impacts are now getting a 1.0 modifier, adapters are getting a 1.05 modifier, and aggressives are also getting a 1.05 modifier. Sniper rifles are also getting looked at for aim assist. Reduced variation in aim assist scaling between low zooms and high zoom sniper rifles. Cone angular scalar increased by 25% on low zooms and reduced by roughly 9% on high zooms. Pulse rifles are getting a buff. Pulse rifles will now be doing 10% more damage to enemies in PvE. Bungie is also looking at exotic weapons. Starting off, exotic primaries are now getting a flat 40% buff in PvE. This also includes most of their secondary effects. Chaperone has reduced passive range from 2 meters to 0.5 meters. Duality has a reduced passive range buff in slug mode, or aiming down sights, from 1.25 meters to 0.5 meters. Pellet mode is unaffected. The Blackwing damage buff will also no longer clear on reload. Terrible also gets a bit of a touch-up. Now reduce perk progression by half instead of clearing it on a weapon stow. An increased Ravenous Beast duration increases for damaging players slightly. Ruinous Effigy increased the damage dealt by guarding with a Transmutation Sphere by 66%, 30% against players. In addition to this, Transmutation Sphere's multi-kills will now count for orb generation armor mods. Lumina increased range step from 44 to 50, increased base stability from 46 to 56. Aegis Scepter fixed being able to activate or continue using Empower mode while suppressed or stasis encased. Rebuilt the perk from the ground up. Used to modify super charge rate, now freezes super recharge and deducts super directly, fixing several issues with activities that change charge rate and outliers for a recharge based on intellect stats. Super should now drain more slowly while empowered. Dead Man's Tail reduced the catalyst hipfire rate from 150 rounds per minute to 130 rounds per minute. Lorentz Driver increased flinched receive. Bungie says they'll keep an eye on this and have another change in the back pocket if it needs to happen. Forerunner increased ammo pickup from special ammo breaks from 2 to 3 and from 4 to 5 with scavenger mods. Moving on, Bungie also does some changes to legendary weapons. Hand cannons. Dire Promise has +4 range, 3 stability, and -4 aim assist. Waking Vigil, +6 range, +5 stability, and -3 aim assist. Jack Queen King 3, +3 range, +3 stability, and -8 aim assist. Spare Rations, +4 range, +4 stability, and -9 aim assist. Fellwinter's Lie, +15% spread angle. The Ikelos SMG, +1 zoom, -5 range, -7 stability, -8 handling, and -5 aim assist. Moving on to perk changes. Hipfire Grip now increases damage fall off, start, and end distance by 20%, except on shotguns, sniper rifles, and fusion rifles. Adagio increased the duration from 5 seconds to 7 seconds. Increased the damage bonus from 25% to 30%. Now adds +10 range. There'll also be a timer to show how long your buff will last. Dual Loader. Reduce reload stat penalty from -50 to -35. Danger Zone. Reduce self-damage scalar from grenade launchers combined with other scalars, reducing self-damage from 1.25 to 0.75. Tap the trigger on fusion rifles only. Reduce stability bonus from +40 to +10. Reduce max recoil angle scale from 0.5 to 0.875. Change error scale from 0.9 to 0.975. Headseeker. Extend the buff duration from 0.17 to 0.3. Eager Edge. Reduce lunge distance benefit while airborne by 25%. Now caps the maximum player's airborne velocity while active. And these perks are getting vaulted. Bottomless Grief and Celerity, Underdog, Shield Disorient, and Air Assault. And to wrap things up, Bungie talks about the pre-launch downtime and preload for Witch Queen. Destiny 2 will undergo scheduled downtime from 7 o'clock PM PST or 300 UTC on February 21st to 9 o'clock AM PST to 1700 UTC on February 22nd. Bungie hopes this will give them enough time to get everything ready to make things as smooth as possible. And that's it for this week at Bungie. And that's it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all enjoyed this short little video. As always, I enjoy making them for you. If you like what I do and want to see more, please like and subscribe to the channel. It inspires me to make more. I'll see you on the next one. Peace, and have a good one. Bye.